smile are like rays from the sky. The way you move reflects like stars in my eyes. You move through shadows in and out of my view. You're so mysterious, I'm falling for you. I don't mind when you're strange and I can't relate. I don't mind when you make fun of me on a date. I don't mind when you say I need to be kind. I'm so in love with you, girl, I'm out of my mind. Oh, and I need your loving, baby, don't know what to do. You're so mysterious, baby, I'm falling for you. I don't mind when you're strange and I can't relate. I don't mind when you make fun of me on a date. I don't mind when you say I need to be kind. I'm so in love with you, girl, I'm out of my mind. I don't mind when you're strange and I can't relate. I don't mind when you make fun of me on a date. I don't mind when you say I need to be kind. I'm so in love with you, girl, I'm out of my mind.
Good afternoon, Colorado, and good afternoon, people listening outside of Colorado. You're listening to K4CO Radio. We are breaking in for a special interview with Colorado's own Billy Bauer right here. How's it going, Billy?
It's going great. Thank you for having me, Joshua, and your staff, too.
Yeah, of course. No, you've been in our rotation for a little while now, and you submitted some music to us months ago, and we absolutely love it. So, how long you been playing?
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Geez, I've been playing probably for close to 40 years now. Guitar and singing and performing.
Very nice, very nice. You also... excuse me. You also brought Paul Panico. You play guitar as well in the band?
With Billy's band, I play bass guitar.
Bass guitar.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice. How long have you been doing that?
Oh, geez. I've been playing guitar, piano, drum, 40 years plus.
Right.
Yeah.
Just a long time.
Yeah. Mile wide and inch deep.
Right. It's cheaper than therapy. That's what I always say. So.
Paul was the, besides playing on the CD, Paul was also did the mixing, recording, and engineering of the whole CD. So I was grateful that he was able to show up for this because he was instrumental, no pun intended,
right.
on getting this CD out there and making it as nice as it has been, you know.
Oh, a lot of times that's just some of the magic that happens there. I was one of those early on guys that said, "Oh, I can mix it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I can mix it," and then give it to somebody who knows what they're doing, and it just makes it magical. Very sounding great.
You're right.
So, thanks again for coming in. Really appreciate it. So we just heard "I Don't Mind." That's definitely one of my favorites. Tell me about that song real quick.
Well, that song it came to my mind and heart actually rather quickly. It didn't take very long to put the words and the melody together, and it was a song that just came down the pike when I was remembering my younger days dating my wife, and we would go out, we were quite young then, and we went out on a date, and, I did some goofy things trying to impress her, and so we had some real memories of some unusual things at restaurants and things that were very quirky and nervous type of, dating situations and whatnot. And as I got to know her more, as the chorus in the song kind of states, it's kind of a quirky song a little bit, but it's about really inspired by my wife, and I was at the stage where I was just kind of trying to figure her out.
Right. Gotcha. Exactly.
So that's kind of how this came about.
Any fun stories that really stick out that you can say on the air?
One of the lines is in the chorus is, I don't mind if you make fun of me on a date.
Right.
And we were dating one time, I remember, up in Estes Park, and, and I was trying to impress her. I took her out to dinner, and they brought us our food, and I was knocking stuff over. I was so nervous taking her on the date. I had a big potato roll across the floor in the middle of our dinner, and the staff was kind of looking at us a little funny, but, just kind of young growing up things.
Oh, that's some of the best time of growing up, when you're awkward and you don't know yourself, and at least I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoy it. And so, Paul, were you playing, so you're playing guitar on this whole album that came out, or which ones?
Not guitar.
Or bass guitar.
Bass guitar.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. How did you guys meet? How did you guys hook up and start making music?
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah, no.
I met Paul through a good friend of mine, a pianist named Gary Schmidt, and he's very well known in the classical genre of music, but a world-class pianist. And he did some recording with Paul on some of his CDs, and he recommended Paul to me, and I'm glad he did. So that's how I got introduced to Paul, and then we became good friends after that as well. And besides from his recording skill and engineering capabilities, he does play a lot of instruments, and he was very helpful on the CD.
Very nice, very nice. And when did you start making that CD? How long did it take you to write everything, record everything, get it all good to go?
That's a tough question, because COVID was kind of
right
coming down the pike and whatnot. And I actually got a good dose of it, and so I kind of had to fight through COVID to finish the CD. But it's it was out a couple years ago. We recorded it.
Yeah, I remember you had just recorded the basics of "Get Out of My Life, Louise," and I put together the drum track and sent it to you, and that's when you were diagnosed with COVID. And that put us on a hiatus for several months, as I recall. And then we got back together again.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a tough time.
Yeah, I got a good dose of it.
Yeah.
But everything turned out well, and we finished the CD, and that's about that story there.
Hey. All right. And Billy, so you're kind of the songwriter of the group, right? When you're writing songs, what do you usually do? Lyrics first or music first, or does it matter? You change in and out?
Generally, it's the music first.
Okay,
that comes to me, and then I have a catchy tune, something that's got a good groove and a hook that I feel is cool. Mm-hmm. Then I'll, go into the song, the lyric end of it, and that's the hardest part for me. And as you probably know, playing yourself, Joshua, it hits you or it doesn't.
Right.
And it could be 2 a.m. It could be, and so that you have to jump on it when you can. But usually a chorus comes first.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Me, and then I fill in with some lyrics. And
how long you been writing your own songs? Is this something you've just been kind of doing your whole life on and off, or is this something recent?
I'd say it's more recent.
Okay.
But I've had stuff that I've, especially instrumentally, that I've had in the works for many years that I've written, and I just have never got it out there.
Never put it down, never recorded it.
Right. So recently I got inspired to do the recording and lyrics and get the CD out. And so I'm going to hopefully get a few more here. We're working on another future project, blues, a couple of blues singles we're going to be putting out really soon. And that's really my lane, is blues. But this CD, I kind of made it real poppy, kind of to a variety kind of thing, so let people know kind of what I'm about as a singer and a guitarist.
Yeah, it definitely changes a little bit. It's not just a blues album.
Right.
It's got some other good stuff in there. So you guys are back in the studio recording again and getting ready to release some songs, huh?
That's correct.
Very nice. Where do you guys record out of?
I have a studio at my home.
Oh, perfect. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's the best way to do it. Especially, I mean, if you're like kind of the people I've played with, sometimes it's just like, hey, it doesn't matter how many takes. It's like, yeah, well, we're on 20 takes right now. That would cost us a lot if we were in a actual place. So
Right.
Yeah, we've been able to still maintain our friendship through all those,
Right.
all my takes.
that's a true test, being in the studio together. Yep, exactly. So this came out 2022, right? Early 2022. Perfect.
Yes.
Awesome. And let's see, you got 8 songs total on it. I remember actually when you submitted this, because all the songs that we get in submission have to be reviewed by everybody. It's kind of one of the things that we do. So I really appreciate it, bringing those to us. So the next song you wanted me to throw on there, Take to Your Board. Take to Your Board. Tell us a little bit about this song. Why is this song close to you?
This song was close to me, and my son, actually, Daniel, inspired me when he was in college. Got me thinking about this song, and if you will. And he was into doing things a lot of college kids do. Crazy, wild stuff in his studies, having fun. And he was really into longboarding, skateboarding, and anything that had to do with going fast.
Gotcha.
And so I observed him on some roads and some things that he did on the skateboard and this longboard. And you know, going 40 miles an hour, 45 on a skateboard is kind of unnerving as a parent.
Right. Oh, yeah. I bet.
So I saw that and I put the song together and dedicated it to him, and it was because of his college days doing this crazy stuff. And so he was very good at it too. He got very skillful at the longboard and skateboard, but it was at the expense of keeping us awake at night. So.
Of course it is. Yep. All right. Yeah, I actually tried to skateboard when I was young in high school, and the first time I tried to do a little jump, I think they call it an ollie or something like that. Skateboard flew out from under my feet. I hit my head on the ground. I'm like, yeah, I'm done. You know, life's too short. So
yeah. He did wear a helmet, and I loaned him my leather jacket. And if you're gonna go 45, I think you probably should have that on.
Yeah, probably. Exactly. I hear you there. All right, we're gonna take a quick break. Here is Billy Bauer Band with "Take to Your Board" on K4CO.
We've been staying up all night, wondering where's our son. I've been
We are back. That was Billy Bauer Band with Take to Your Board right there. We are sitting down talking with Billy Bauer and Paul Panico. Paul Panico is the bass guitarist as well as mixer and master of the album I Don't Mind, released back in 2022. Thank you again for stopping by, guys. Really appreciate it. Yeah. So want to get into, were you always into music, even when you were a little kid? And did you come from a musical family, or?
I did. I was always into music, and the only one in my family that was really into music, and what I would say was really a musician, would be my mother. Mm-hmm. And she was a pianist and a tremendous singer. So, and then she kind of, I grew up in a house with her, her playing a lot of show tunes back then, Sound of Music and Mary Poppins and any of the big show tunes that would come down the pike. She would play and sing, and she had a tremendous voice. But I spent some time on the piano with her and singing alongside her and that kind of thing. But she was the musician in the house, and then I grew up just kind of taking to picking up the guitar and playing, just kind of on a whim, and then it went from there,
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. And how old were you when you started picking up the guitar?
I picked up the guitar probably when I was in 8th grade.
Okay, perfect. That's right around my time than yeah.
Oh, okay.
About that. And what about you, sir?
Pretty similar. My mother got me into piano, so I had about 5 years of classical training when I was young, and then got to college and found that guitars were much better received, especially by women, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, exactly.
So did that, played gigs, played in a band for a while, and it's just something that has always been an avocation. And just recently retired. It's been 7 years now, and now I can devote all my time, which is
that's perfect.
It's fabulous,
right? Exactly. And when did you start playing live around?
Oh gosh, mid-70s.
Mid-70s, nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good time. What I gotta ask what your influences are. So I mean, you got a lot of blues in here. You also got a little bit of pop, a little bit of swing, even to some of your songs. Who did you grow up listening to, and is there a big difference now? I mean, of course, when you were a kid, you said a lot of show tunes your mom was doing. But who kind of really sparked you when you were young?
I would say the first big spark were the Beatles. Mm-hmm. And I think this is common with people that grew up in the 60s and were kids in the 60s and whatnot. So the Beatles definitely sparked it. I really got into George Harrison's guitar playing. Mm-hmm. I thought he was superb, and even grew more so, when he went solo. But the Beatles, I listened to all of it. Paul Revere and the Raiders, the Kinks, the Stones. I can go on and on, whatnot, with all those bands, and even some Chicago bands. Chicago and Buckingham's were a Chicago band. Mm-hmm. And so that's that was my first influence, and then I kind of went from there and I really got into later on in the 70s, I got into George Benson a lot.
Okay.
And I really loved his guitar playing, and so I started learning jazz and trying to get a good handle on my jazz chords and more theory and whatnot. So
you went more jazz first before you even kind of went into blues for the most part.
I did. Yeah. Now, when I was at the end of the Beatles thing, I started getting into Cream and a lot of the Clapton things that he was doing. I was a big Clapton fan. And then, so that sparked the blues. But yeah, I went from the Beatles to pop to the jazz, and then got into the blues. And just kind of been mixing everything ever since. I think my main lane here for moving forward is going to be doing blues type of stuff, but I still love straight ahead rock and roll and a good love song too.
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. I hear you there. Who's some of your favorite blues musicians?
Well, Eric Clapton would be one of them. Right now, I really think Joe Bonamassa is over the top.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah.
Playing with a little jazz 3-pick that's this big, and he can nail those licks is unbelievable to me. How accurate he is. But so those are primarily my main. Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course, B.B. King. These type of players. But primarily, I was a big Clapton fan.
Yeah. No, he's amazing. He's absolutely amazing. What about you, Paul?
Boy, very similar. We grew up in the same era, so I'd have to say the Beatles. I think there was a period of my life where I got into jazz pretty heavily on the keyboards. And actually a local band, Wind Machine, I don't know if you remember them. They were way back when from Louisville, Steve Mesplay.
I remember the name, yeah.
And his son, who was an 18-year-old prodigy, I took lessons from him. And we would train by ear, playing stuff from Lyle Mays, Pat Metheny, those kinds of artists, which really sort of kind of broke the conventional way for me. So I do most stuff off my ears. I don't read music very well.
Mm-hmm.
But, whatever lane I'm in, it changes. I pretty much get into everything. Blues now for me is more roots-oriented, Muddy Waters. I really love the Mississippi Delta kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been experimenting a lot with that on my guitar, which... but, next year I'll probably be into something else, which is one of the nice things about music, you can just kind of explore.
Exactly, and there's so much out there, and it changes all the time.
It's great.
Exactly. So when you guys are playing, do you guys ever collaborate with writing songs and getting everything set to going, or is that pretty much you, Billy?
We work together. I think, this CD primarily was my writing, my music for the most part, but Paul really, once I met him for the recording and engineering of it, and I discovered what a good musician he was, so he was able to help me with, some things and expand on what I already had. So moving forward on this next couple of bluesy things, we'll have more of a combined effort on this project. So,
very nice. And you guys just, you said you were just played last night?
No, I did. I do a single.
Okay.
I have a full band, and I have a drummer, Shannon Smith. I have a keyboard lady named Christina Contreras, and Paul plays bass with me often.
Mm-hmm.
And but I also get a call to do a single a lot. And just perform, places that want just, dinner music and a single act. And then sometimes me and Christina will do a duo, and we do a lot of that. And then when I get a call for a full band, I'm able to pull more people in together and, lead that situation.
Line up getting pretty busy with summer coming around and
I
slowly
am
creeping up.
Yep, we are busy. We got a great big wine festival coming up in August in Estes Park.
Nice.
So we'll be doing, I don't know the exact date, but it's the Estes Park Wine Festival, it's called. So it's a big outdoor event and quite a big deal. And then the other gigs we have are just kind of just local benefits and outdoor venues for restaurants and, clubs.
Very nice. Very nice. You think you guys enjoy playing live more than writing in the studio, or vice versa? Or?
I think it depends on the event.
Yeah.
Okay. if I'm playing a club where they got a screen in front of you, I would think I would rather be recording.
Right. Exactly.
Because I still play some of those. But if it's a cool venue, it's. To me, there's nothing better than playing live and performing. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. Especially
at a fun event where it's
exactly.
People are having a good time.
Yeah, because you can turn up, you can play, you're being yourself, and it's challenging. And the recording's kind of a different animal.
Oh yeah. And for you, Paul, I mean, it's probably a little bit different because you're one of those minds. You enjoy editing, you enjoy mixing, you enjoy mastering, so you really enjoy the studio time.
Absolutely. I tend to fall down to technology rabbit hole often, and I've spent a lot of time. I build a lot of preamps that are in my studio, and like the drums on I Don't Mind, they're completely programmed. They're not live. So, and I was able to do that, and I just love it, and the challenge of getting something to sound
where you want
like
it.
you called it magic.
Yes.
It's taken years and lots of, courses that I've taken and so on, but I love it because there's a certain amount of artistry in that as well as the actual music. So being able to record and do stuff on my own, plus do that, again, I feel like I'm in heaven.
Right, exactly. I know a great mixer, master, sound engineer who he's been doing it almost 30 years, and he said, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
And that's a great thing about it. So
yeah, the downside is that I'll go listen to a master like of I Don't Mind that we did 2 years ago, and I'll start thinking, okay, what can I do differently?
Should have done this.
So stop.
Right. Oh yeah. Then you're just like, no, it's already done. Get it out of your head.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
That's funny. This next song is actually one of my favorites. Just a really chill song, Lovin' 63. I don't know. It's just, it's a feel-good song for me. Kind of brings back, and, just in the title, back in 63. I'm kind of one of the guys kind of like you, where I think the best music out there is kind of like the best weather, 60s and 70s,
Yep.
But tell us about Love in 63.
Well, it's funny that you said that was one of your favorites, because I hear that a lot from a lot of people that have heard that song, and I think it's could very well be my wife's favorite, and I like it as well because it brings you kind of back to the past a little bit, nostalgic time, when we were growing up and whatnot, and things just felt a little freer, if you will, and not so much tension like now and whatnot. But that song was, again, inspired by my wife. When we were dating and stuff, we would go out for drives, and we would do things. It was just a period in time when we were in sync together. Unlike I Don't Mind, when we were kind of figuring
Right.
if this was really, going to happen or something, This was, it was free and easy. It was a great time. And, it's just about good times in old rock and roll days,
I love it. I absolutely love it. All right, we're going to take a quick break right here. We'll be right back with Billy Bauer and Paul Panico. Here's Billy Bauer with Love in 63.
Looking at her face, we got up late and took a drive to get a little air. It started raining and we just left when dancing through her hair. And I thought about how good it'd be to hold her next to me. Yes, the radio was blaring, it was Love in 63. Ooh yeah, I can feel her breathe. Ooh yeah, don't you ever leave. Ooh yeah, be always there for me. Ooh yeah, Love in 63.
Colorado's own Billy Bauer right there with Love in 63. We are sitting down here speaking with Billy Bauer, as well as mixer, master, and bass player Paul Panico. Want to get into what you're doing when you're not doing music, Billy Bauer, because you are surrounded by music all the time.
You know, I am. I pretty much in it full time, between recording and practicing and playing live.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I do as well with the music is I am an instructor. So, I'll teach guitar lessons for students from beginners to advanced type of players. And so between teaching and playing and gigging at the church and volunteering and whatnot, recording, it's amazing how busy you can be. And then you have to get the practice in, it's hard to practice 4 hours a day when you have all this other things that you need to do. So I'm grateful for my wife in regards that she handles a lot of the marketing and business end of things, because I would not be able to do it and be able to do the music end of it,
Yeah, what a great way. I mean, you pretty much have a guitar in your hand most of the time. So,
yeah.
I mean, you're always practicing. You're always, doing something on that. So, and do you mind if I ask, would you retire from, Paul?
I was a healthcare executive for many years.
So you really needed music in your life to
big time.
Get your head right.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and now you're just enjoying life and surrounded by music as well, so all the time.
Yeah, and what I like to do is record, mix, and master for local artists. I don't charge for my time. I feel like it's a way for me to kind of give back.
Right.
And I've met some fabulous people that way. Of course, Billy is at the top of the list, but. And all different kinds of music too, so it's been great.
No, that'd be great. We got to keep your information because we get a lot of Colorado artists coming in, and
if they're looking for somebody,
give
I'll leave my information with you.
I absolutely love it. Yep, definitely make sure to do that. We can't get enough of our community of music. We got a lot of talented people here.
Well, we appreciate you. Stations like this are amazing, and it's something that as artists we are really grateful for, folks like you.
Of course, no problem at all. Where can people go if they want to see you live? Where's your schedule at? Where are your shows listed?
I have a modest website, BillyBauerGuitar.com is a website that they can go to. My Facebook is Billy Bauer Band, and so you can pull up those two links, if you will.
Facebook and your website. Yep.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see on your website you got all the way to the right events, and you got a calendar there. So anything you update and Facebook, perfect. And do you, how long have you been playing live in the Colorado scene? I mean, has it been since you got here back in the late 70s? Just been both of you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, man, I've played, when I moved out here in 79, I was playing in a lot of bands, country bands, rock bands, blues bands, you name it. And I was working a full-time job, the 9-to-5 thing, like a lot of us have to do. And, so I played every weekend, pretty much every weekend for, 20 years anyway. I was playing the Smoky clubs back in the day. Yep, every Friday, every Saturday, 4-hour gigs. And so it was a grind, but I loved music enough. I played all the time, and then I was able to venture out into this recording thing. I should have done it much sooner, the recording end of the world. But when you're working full time and you're gigging on the weekends, it kind of, you only have so much time. But if I could do it over again, I would have done less gigging and more recording and whatnot, because I would have liked to have gotten my music out there sooner, than now. But
Right. I mean, now is a great time. I mean, it's just technology-wise, it's amazing how people can have recording equipment just in their house. And, it's like back in the 70s, it's just like that was just not possible at all, or even 80s. And so just the rise of technology where people can just, record on their own when they can and not spend money on, going in for professional recording and doing it 1-2 takes. So do it about 30 takes, something like that. So tell us about coming up. You're working on some songs. Are these in the mixing process, mastering process? Is you guys looking at doing another album, coming out with another album, or releasing some singles for a little bit?
We're just looking at a couple of singles right now. And it is, like I say, going to be the direction of staying in the blues lane kind of thing. There'll be vocals involved and whatnot. But we're kind of at the beginning stage of it right now, laying down the instrumental tracks and trying to come up with ideas for lyrics and always constantly working on getting that groove and hook to where we like it.
So, do you record while you're kind of constructing the song, or do you construct the entire song, everything, and then go in and record? I've met a few people that do a little bit of both, but didn't know if the song's completely done. Or
I would say that a little bit of both aptly describes it. Like this one song that's in the works. Billy came in and we just laid down a rhythm guitar. And then that gives me enough information to extract tempo, and then I can put some drums on it, nothing that would be final.
Right.
And then that allows me, if I want to put a bass, so I could put a bass line in, add a little bit of B3, that kind of thing. And then Billy would come in and maybe we would add lead guitar parts and so on. And, he's working on the lyrics. And then if we need to do vocal takes. So it's kind of a layering process,
Kind of grows up as you keep going and adding stuff. And
there were a couple songs on I Don't Mind, if I recall correctly, where you pretty much, we would do that, especially when we were interrupted by COVID, but you had several songs that were complete and ready to go almost. So it was a little different back then.
Right, and then you just went in and just recorded because everything was already all set.
Right, that's correct. Yep, and we were able to lay that down. For now, this is a very beginning stage thing from the ground up. So I'm not bringing Paul pretty much a finished product. So, but that's also cool because now he has more input into that song as well. So he's more involved on these songs than although he was plenty involved with the other ones. This is more him building from the ground up to help me. So, but it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to rock out on some blues.
Nice. What mostly inspires you in your writing? You've already mentioned, so I've had a couple songs where it was about your wife. Do you write about your wife a lot? Is a lot of your stuff kind of autobiographical? Write about stuff that you've experienced, stuff that's happened to you? And what kind of inspires that? Do you ever write any just fictional type stories?
The fictional one would have been Get Out of My Life, Louise.
Okay, yeah, we're going to be playing that one a little bit.
It's very fictional, and I have to say, I have to make it fictional because if I dedicated that song to my wife, there may be an issue when I get home tonight.
You'd be sleeping outside, buddy.
Don't go there, Billy. Don't go there.
So that was totally fictional song, but it's kind of funny. This CD was mostly, with the exception of Get Out of My Life, Louise, my take on a couple of the covers. It was kind of about family. And it was just kind of inspiration with my son, my wife, kind of experiences growing up, things that were more important to me. And family's important to me. As the older you get, especially, I think you start realizing, it's family's so really important. And that's one of the things I love about your station here is, from the time I was welcomed to K4CO, you felt like family. Just even talking with you folks and the rapport and your kindness, it's a big deal. So that's where that CD is most the inspiration came from was family.
Well, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much for stating that. So there is no Louise. That's completely fictional.
There was no Louise.
Okay. I remember playing that in some of the shows, and I'm just like, ooh, I'd hate to be her. So it's like, has she heard this song? Yeah, and then, you find out certain songs in the past, you're just like, okay, what songs that have a name to it. It's just like, oh, it's fictional, or oh, it's made up, or it's real.
I wanted to do kind of a funny, kind of a comical song.
You did it.
So some people like it, and some of the gals don't.
Right.
So
exactly.
I don't know if Sarah likes it or not back there, but
well, I will ask her. We will find out definitely. Well, I'm going to play it right now so we can ask her. But fictional song, so everybody knows. But if your name is Louise, Billy Bauer apologizes, and he does not mean you. Here's "Get Out of My Life, Louise." Billy Bauer. We will be right back.
You told me it was hate. I bought you fancy clothes. You said they're second rate. The brand new house I gave you, you said it was a shack. The diamond ring I bought you, you crawled and took it back. Get out of my life, Louise. No more getting on my knees. Get out of my life, Louise. No more letting you be a tease. Just what you please. I tried to make a baby and take you on a date. You said, I'm watching TV, you're gonna have to wait. I took you out to dinner at the best place around. You said the food was lousy, grabbed the tip and went to town. Get out of my life, Louise. No more getting on my knees. Get out of my no more letting you be a tease. When things don't go your way, you pout and do just what you please. Honey, and tell me I was great. Now you take my money and say I'm overweight. So I went on a diet to impress you with a win. You laughed when I took off my clothes and said I was too thin. Get out of my life, Louise. No more getting on my knees. Get out of my life, Louise. No more letting you be a tease. When things don't go your way, you pout and do just what you please. Get out of my life, Louise. No more getting on my knees. Get out of my
Get out of my life, Louise. Goodness gracious. And yes, we apologize to anybody listening that might be named Louise. We're not talking about you. Billy Bauer's not singing about you. So, Billy Bauer, when is your next show? What's going on? Shows in your events you're playing next Saturday.
I guess I
CJ's.
am.
Yeah, CJ's.
Yeah, it's just a local club in town here, a restaurant bar kind of place that has a lot of acts that come in and out of there, and I'll be doing a single there.
Nice.
For a couple of hours, and just kind of a lot of variety of music that I do with a full band, but I adapt it for doing a single,
Right. How often do you usually play shows by yourself or usually with the band? How often are you with the band, and how often are you...
Mostly I'm doing a single and a duo with Christina on the keyboard. And like I say, when I get the full band together, it's usually for larger shows.
Right.
That kind of thing. So, I try and get as much work as I can for the band, but it's... very, very competitive out there for full bands.
Oh, I bet. And a lot of times, just like, you set everything up, get the full band, just like, okay, you get a bar tab or something like that, which, is fine. I mean, a lot of it is just for the love of it and everything like that. But times are a little bit different, I guess. The live venue scene I see is just, there's a lot of venues and everything like that, but it's rare. That's why I bring this up, because of that event next Saturday. Is I really like the small restaurant bar, setups. It's just a little bit more intimate.
Yes,
that way
it is, and people are receptive of that too, because they feel more connected.
Mm-hmm. Exactly
that way. But trying to put on a big show and make it pay and do things, you're doing it because you love to play.
Right. And hopefully you get a lot of the good outdoor shows this summer. It's supposed to be one of the hottest ones yet. So,
yeah, right. And that's the challenge too. I know Joe Bonamassa. He's into this Carnival Cruise concert thing now, where he plays Carnival Cruises.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know he's doing that now.
He'll do that, and then he'll post things where he's played one night in the pouring rain.
Right.
Here's the guy that's one of the world's best, and he's still, having to suffer through a gig.
I love it when they're playing in the rain and everything like that. Like when you're at Red Rocks or something like that and it starts raining, not like downpour, but just, a nice little bit. Right. I love it. So when the weather kind of comes in. So yeah, keeping yourself busy. And Paul, you're just looking for a lot of stuff to do on the computer, right? A lot of mixing and mastering and, when you're not playing live with the band. Mm-hmm. So we will definitely get your information and make sure that people in Colorado know who you are and to contact you. So how long have you been mixing and mastering, actually?
Oh, boy. I'd say I got started as a hobby, of course, when I was working full-time. Probably in the early 90s. Early 90s,
nice.
Yeah, and I just got into it. Started building my own computers and got into the software and, gradually, took courses and so on and just kind of continued to where I am today. And it never stops,
Right.
It's, as I'm sure being a gearhead, you can really you can get yourself into a lot of trouble that way.
Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So, but yeah, but I love it. It keeps me occupied. It's challenging. And the end result is what really drives me,
Oh, yeah.
I can make myself sound great, which constantly amazes me.
Right. No, the end product is just, I love when you hear that end product right away. And just kind of go back and forth and just... when it's all ready and all finalized, that's the best feeling. Mm-hmm. So, we're looking forward to some songs being sent our way. Hopefully you can send them when they're released, if not before. That would be lovely. So, guys, got any wonderful plans for the Memorial weekend, or just a lot of work and a lot of playing guitar for you, Billy? But Paul,
a lot of playing guitar, too.
Yeah, okay.
And one of the nice things about being retired is that you can try to avoid weekends and the crowds and take weekdays to be out in the hills and, doing that kind of thing. So,
Exactly.
so. But being with family, that'll be good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep, it's a lot of fun, and we really appreciate you having us up here. We've really enjoyed being here.
Yeah, of course. No problem. And this interview, if you're just kind of tuning in, just catching the last of it, give it a few days. It'll be up on our YouTube page, K4CORadio.com. So you can go ahead and subscribe to that. We throw all of our interviews with local artists and small business and nonprofits and everything like that. Billy Bauer Band is actually going to be playing a wonderful nonprofit. I can't really go into it right now, but one very close and dear to K4CO Radio's heart. And it's just great. We were able to reach out to you and
Thank you.
Just a really great cause and everything. So we really appreciate it because one thing about blues that I would say is that blues really will never die. It's one of those genres that most people are good with. Most people like it, I know I saw Buddy Guy. He was actually playing with Joe Bonamassa. And Buddy Guy is just, when he introduced Joe Bonamassa, he's like, and here's a guy trying to keep the blues alive.
Yeah.
And you guys are doing the same thing. So we really appreciate it. Love blues. So
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, no problem. All right, well, we got one more song to go before we say goodbye. This one is Old Love. All right, is this one about your wife?
Oh, no.
Okay. All right.
So this is we kind of took this as a cover, kind of a tune that I did a retake on.
Okay.
So this is an Eric Clapton cover song.
Oh, that, yeah.
And this is our version of it, me and Paul. And I did want to throw a kudos out to our piano player on this song, Gary Schmidt, who I mentioned earlier, is playing piano on the song. And I was grateful. He did a really, when you listen to the song, you'll hear a very pretty piano solo before I do the second half of the bridge with my guitar solo. So just wanted to give him a good thanks. Thank you, Gary. And this is a very well-received song, too. It's another one that's right up there with Love in 63. Get a lot of requests for this.
Excellent. So we've been speaking with Billy Bauer. Website is billybauerguitar.com, where you can go check that out. There's also his events listed on there. And definitely go see him live if you can. We've also been speaking with Paul Panico, bass guitar, mixer, master, retired music man. Well, no, retired for work and now just music man. So,
I do want to say real quick, put a shout out here to some good musician friends of mine in Denver, Eric and Debbie. I want to wish you guys a happy marriage coming up, your marriage ceremony. Even though I can't be there, I want to wish you the very best. And you've both been very inspirational also with my music career. So thanks to Eric and Debbie. I appreciate you both.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us here. This has been an interview with K4CO. This song is Billy Bauer, Old Love. You all take care and have an amazing Memorial Day weekend.
I can feel your body